to Luteweb Corner and to my second video of You Can Play This. I have another beautiful piece lined up for you to play at home. This time from the English Dancing Master, first published in 1651 by John Playford. The subheading for this book describes its purpose. Plain and easy rules for the dancing of country dances with a tune for each dance. The tune I've chosen is called Pauls Wharfe. You can download my personal Luteweb edition of Pauls Wharfe using the links in the description box below. I've made two separate versions available. The first version is for solo lute in French tablature, as played in this video a bit later on. The second version I've arranged as a duet for two lutes. Lute 1 has a single melody line, and Lute 2 provides the bass line and the chords. Both of these parts are also in French tablature. If you are new to the lute, or you're trying this repertoire for the first time on the guitar, I suggest having a go at Lute 1 of the duet part, the melody line. You could even play along with me in the video. All my Luteweb editions include my own personal choices for left-hand fingering and right-hand technical points to help you get started straight away. An alternative edition of Pauls Wharfe can be found in a collection published by Saul Tasto called Tunes of Old London, arranged by the wonderful Linda Sace. I've provided a link to this edition below, taking you to the Lute Society catalogue where it's available to buy. Remember, you can play this tune not only on the lute but on the guitar too. I'm playing a G lute at 440, no diapason strings are needed, a 6-course lute works just as well as any. So, if you're a guitarist, you'll need to tune the third string of the guitar down a semitone to F sharp. In order to be in the same key as me, add a capo to the 3rd fret. If you're watching this and finding it interesting, please subscribe to Luteweb. It makes a huge difference to content creators like me sharing stuff for folks to enjoy. Luteweb relies on sponsors and private donations, so if you'd like to buy me a coffee or two, this would be greatly appreciated, and it would encourage me to keep the videos flowing. In the description box there's a live link to my support page at Coffee. My thanks to my lovely YouTube friends for their continued support for this channel. So let's get going with this little folky tune. Don't forget to stick with this video to the end to hear my top Luteweb playing tips. Here are a couple of top tips from Luteweb. Firstly, the bass plays a very significant role underpinning the delightful melody layered above. It's important to sustain the bass note throughout the bar, especially in the second section where there's this beautiful ascending figure. Check out my annotated Luteweb copy for markings. My second point is about the use of P and I and M in the right hand. Given that this melody was in common circulation between the publication of Playford's Dancing Master in 1651 to around the 1700s, it's important to note that the technique for the lute had shifted and developed from a strict alternation of P and I of the early and mid-Renaissance to clearly defined parts between the treble and bass, facilitated by I and M. In places, feel free to use I and M. I'm sure the classical guitarists out there are smiling. For me, a combination of P and I and M works just fine and still maintains that lovely rhythmic energy of strong and weak beats. The main feature must be to sustain the bass with a confident control of the thumb. Finally, get into that lovely lilting feel by weighting the first beat of the bar. Have a go at creating an ornamented version. Improvise your own outro too. Get inspired by your own compositional ideas. I'd love to know what you come up with. Write your thoughts in the comments below. My reply is guaranteed. Don't forget to support Luteweb to help me share the celestial lute harmonies. Happy lute playing.